Novorossiysk Port. The silence of Russia's most secure naval base was shattered by the general quarters alarm. 12 Ukrainian Sea Baby vessels were charging straight into the port entrance at 50 knots. Russian anti-aircraft guns roared, firing rounds that lit up the sky. Russian commanders believed this was merely a suicide attack, noisy, reckless, and hopeless. The Kilo submarine, worth nearly $500 million, lay safely in the harbor. But from 30,000 feet up, the crew aboard the American P-8 Poseidon shook their heads and smirked. They knew those explosions were just a magic trick. The Russians had no idea that they had just exposed a fundamental law of physics where the real disaster was silently creeping right under their feet. Before going into the details of the explosion, let's talk about the giant iron cage that Russia had built the port of Novorossiysk. After the Black Sea Fleet was battered at Sevastopol, Russia withdrew all its most valuable assets here. Among them was the Project 636.3 Improved Kilo, the pride of the Russian Navy, nicknamed the Black Hole for its ability to run on electric diesel power extremely quietly, making it nearly impossible to detect under the ocean. To protect the vessel, Russia established a true kill zone around the port. The outer perimeter featured anti-submarine nets and booms. Onshore Pantsir S-1 complexes stood ready for combat, while armed patrol boats controlled the surface. Beneath the seabed lay a dense network of passive and active sonar systems capable of detecting any acoustic disturbance under ideal conditions. In theory, nothing could get through. And for the first 18 minutes, that theory seemed to hold true. 12 Sea Babies were blown up one after another. Russian patrol boats raced at full speed, their propellers churning the harbor like giant washing machines. Columns of fire lit up the faces of excited Russian soldiers. On internal communication channels, reports poured into the command center. The threat has been completely neutralized. 12 targets destroyed. No infrastructure damage. By 03:30 hours, the sea had calmed. Only smoke and drone wreckage remained floating on the surface. Russian soldiers on patrol boats began lowering their weapons. Sonar switched to long-range passive scan to reduce load. They believed the Ukrainians had deployed everything they had and failed. But here is the thing. Don't you find it strange that this victory was so easy? If you were the Russian commander right now, what would you do? Continue to have the patrol boats run at full speed with the sonar actively scanning at maximum power to be ready to intercept a second attack. 2. Order ultra quiet, switching to passive listening mode to monitor the situation. Leave your choice in the comments section. And if you think Ukraine was too stupid to launch such a noisy attack, you are mistaken. In fact, Ukraine never expected those 12 drones to survive. They deliberately exposed themselves and deliberately lost, because their real target was not on the surface. While all of Russia's attention was fixed on the 12 drones at the bottom of the port, a literal door of death had just opened. As the explosions and patrol boat propellers stirred up the port, billions of tiny gas bubbles were created, forming a bubble screen. In hydroacoustics, this is a sonar's nightmare. Sound waves are reflected chaotically, and the Russian sonar system is now like someone shining a flashlight into a thick fog. Everything is just white noise. At the same time, the water surface in the port fluctuates violently. The physical defense layer that Russia believed to be impenetrable, these steel nets, in reality, it resembled a giant curtain held up by buoys above and anchored by heavy chains below. The impact of the waves violently heaved the buoys up and down, lifting the steel mesh below off the seabed in waves. In that moment of chaos, a gap of about 1 meter appeared between the edge of the net and the muddy seabed. Ukraine seized the opportunity, deploying 3 Sea Babies, the latest generation of underwater drones. They are small, made of composite materials, streamlined in design, and use an extremely quiet electric drive instead of traditional propellers. In the turbulent waters, they are indistinguishable from debris or driftwood. Data from the American P-8 Poseidon now serves as the all-seeing eye. Through a Starlink satellite link modified to receive signals via a micro-buoy, Ukraine knows the exact location of each Russian patrol boat and the blind spots of the sonar network after the explosion. The first Sea Baby approaches from the seabed, acting as background noise. The second, guided by the P-8, follows the flow of thermal discharge from the city into the port. Here, higher than normal salt concentration and temperature create a natural acoustic duct. To Russian sonar, this area is just a murky blur. The drone glides through it like a ghost in the fog. And the third subsea baby, the most cunning one, chose a route that no sonar operator could have anticipated. It lay motionless right beneath a Russian tugboat. By synchronizing its acoustic signature with the tugboat's engine, this drone became completely invisible within that enormous acoustic shadow. 3, 4, 5 hours. The port of Novorossiysk returned to its usual quiet. The alarms were off, the tugboat's engines were shut down. The Russian soldiers returned to their guard posts and after a period of intense concentration began to feel fatigue set in. This was the golden moment of complacency. However, for the 3 subsea babies, this is also the most dangerous moment. As the background noise subsides, the bubble wall gradually dissipates and the Russian sonar system begins to regain its vision. Even the slightest sound of an electric motor at this moment would echo like a hammer striking a barrel. The 3 underwater drones shut down their engines, slowly sinking to the muddy bottom, blending in with the debris and wreckage from the earlier battle, leaving only their passive acoustic sensors active. They waited for their prey to make a sound. When anchored and with its engines shut down, a Kilo submarine is as silent as a stone. The drone couldn't distinguish it from the concrete pier, but the American P-8 knew the Russian fleet's operating procedures well. After a combat alert, the submarine would consume a large amount of energy from its batteries. The mandatory procedure after that was to run the diesel generator and the ballast pump system to recover. 04:15 hours. From the hull of the Black Hole submarine, a deep, steady sound echoed. It was the sound of the generator starting up. In the silence of the night, the sound spread through the water, hitting the sensor hulls of the 3 drones. Target confirmed, mechanical frequency 100% match. Immediately, the 3 subsea babies reactivated, their high-torque electric motors spooled up. The sudden change in sound beneath the mud alerted the Russian sonar operator. The screen flashed an unusual red streak. Subsurface contact extremely close range right below pier number 4. The alarm blared again, but this time the Russian commander did not fire indiscriminately. He knew the enemy was close to his submarine. Instead, he played his final trump card, the natural enemy of all types of underwater drones, the Marlin 350 anti-submarine robot ROV. The yellow ROV plunged into the water carrying powerful floodlights and side-scan sonar. It scoured the muddy bottom like an electronic hunting dog. At the same time on the surface, 2 Russian Raptor speedboats circled tightly, ready to deploy anti-saboteur grenades, small weapons with extreme destructive power due to water pressure. The breathless chase began. The Marlin ROV swept its searchlight across the mud and caught the first subsea baby, the one traveling along the seabed. Immediately, the data was transmitted to the Raptor. Drop. A grenade sank down. The underwater shockwave traveled at 1,500 meters per second, 4 times faster than the speed of sound in air. It crushed the composite hull of the first drone. The signal cut out. But they didn't stop. The ROV continued scanning and detected the second drone, the one following the sewage stream. The searchlight shone directly on it. The Raptor above began circling back to drop the second bomb. The situation was precarious. If this one was destroyed, the last one would also be destroyed in a few seconds. The mission was in danger of complete failure. In the microprocessor of the second drone, a cold line of code was activated. Sacrifice protocol, instead of evading it, suddenly accelerated to maximum speed. It did not ram the Kilo submarine as it was too far away. It shot straight up toward the surface, heading toward the Raptor patrol boat and the ROV while emitting an extremely loud mechanical screech to attract attention. The Russian soldiers on the Raptor panicked. They saw a streak of water rushing towards them. Survival instinct overrode discipline. They fired their machine guns and hastily dropped a cluster of depth charges right next to the ship's hull to defend themselves. A terrible mixed explosion threw seawater into the sky. The explosion destroyed the suicide drone, but more importantly, it blew up the $200,000 Marlin ROV swimming nearby. And what Ukraine needed most, the explosion stirred up tons of mud from the bottom of the harbor, creating a huge, dense cloud of sediment that whitened all sonar screens within a 300-meter radius. The Russian defense system was blinded once again. This time it was by their own bombs. During those precious 10 seconds of blindness, the third drone crept out. It glided smoothly through the murky cloud of mud. It did not crash into the thick armored hull pressure hull, which could withstand even heavy torpedoes. It aimed for the weak spot that the P-8 had suggested earlier, the baffles, the sonar blind spot just behind the stern. Target ahead, copper alloy propeller shaft and tail rudder, distance 5 meters, speed 10 knots. The Russian spotter on shore saw a faint red streak darting out of the mud cloud on the scrambled screen. He shouted in despair, "Collision 6 o'clock," but it was too late. There was no giant water column, there was no Hollywood-style fireball lighting up the sky, there was only a deep, muffled thud, heart-stopping shaking the concrete pier. The water around the submarine's stern churned with white foam. But beneath the surface, brutal physics was carrying out its death sentence. Why are underwater explosions more terrifying than those in the air? Then it's because of the tamping effect. Because water is incompressible and 800 times denser than air. When 500 pounds of explosives detonate, the blast energy cannot easily disperse. It must find the easiest path. And the easiest path is the only air-filled object there, the hollow stern of the Kilo submarine. The shockwave turned the mass of water into a giant water hammer. It bent the propeller shaft, tore apart the stern tube seals. It punched deformations into the stern's load-bearing frame. But the explosion was only the beginning. The real destruction came from chemistry. High-pressure seawater gushed into the stern engine room. And do you know what happens when salty seawater meets a high-voltage electrical system and a huge lead-acid battery bank? Electrolysis and a short circuit. The water splits into hydrogen and oxygen, an extremely powerful explosive mixture. A spark flashes, boom! A secondary explosion from inside the ship blew the hatch covers off. Toxic yellow chlorine gas billowed out. A chemical fire fueled by magnesium burning at 5,000 degrees F erupted, which water could not extinguish. The lights went out, the alarm wailed pitifully in the darkness. The panicked crew donned gas masks, desperately trying to seal the watertight compartments. The ship shuddered, listing heavily to one side. The heavy stern sank slowly into the black mud. The black hole ship, worth nearly $500 million, was now officially a steel coffin lying motionless at the pier. The battle ended as the first rays of sunlight touched the Black Sea. Although Russia claimed to have destroyed all targets, in reality a single drone managed to penetrate 3 layers of defense through patience and precise calculations, achieving a perfect mission kill. Russia now possesses the world's most expensive paperweight, as it cannot repair the ship on site, nor can it tow it away due to military risks and barriers from the Montreux Convention. Notably, they have lost 25% of their Caliber missile launch capability from underwater. With just 5 million Ukraine destroyed, 495 million worth of equipment, forcing the Russian fleet to retreat to more distant ports and weakening its blockade capabilities. Beyond the economic damage, this was a significant psychological blow, as Russia realized that even its most modern defense systems remain powerless against sophisticated tactics exploiting physical vulnerabilities. Note that this video is based on real events but dramatized for educational and military analysis purposes. If you find this content useful, please like it, leave a comment on the impact of this battle, and subscribe to the channel for the latest updates. Goodbye, and see you next time.